Okay, so I finally got my hands on the Ratio 8. This is the S2 model. This is the new one. They're still selling the original Ratio 8, but they're doing some weird... Basically, it's why would you want to buy the first gen model when they've got a second gen model? I don't really understand that. Supposedly this cures all the issues that the first gen model has. Anyway, what we want to find out today is if this Ratio 8 S2 is any good, and if you should buy one yourself. If you enjoy this video, please consider subscribing to this channel. We produce content weekly and all of our videos are unsponsored and unpaid for. That allows you as the consumer to make a more informed and truthful decision when buying a product. All right, in full transparency, I'm a little disappointed with the Ratio 8 S2. This thing is a $600 to $700 machine, depending on, like, I guess, configuration, what you get, and some other things. It's not built great. You know, this wood trim on it is sort of the claim to fame. Like, you know, they're calling this thing like the ultra-modern plastic-free coffee pot. I'll get into that, the plastic-free part, a little bit in a moment. But, like, there are some nicks and scratches on this walnut veneer. It just looks like it came from... I don't want to say Temu, but it's also got a lot of very plasticky parts on it. Just kind of, I don't know, it doesn't feel super well. It's kind of shaky. My complaint with the Mocha Master, for example, was that it was super plasticky and not very well put together. This is arguably much better than the Mocha Master, but still leaves a little bit more desired considering its price bracket. But let's talk about the plastic-free aspect, because that's why I bought this thing in the first place, and that was one of the things I was most excited about with the Ratio 8, and for that matter, what most of my fans are looking for. Ratio claims that everything that comes in contact with the coffee is plastic-free. There's a catch to that. The water reservoir is still, in fact, BPA-free plastic. I really can't help but feel like, and I get it, okay, it's not coffee because, you know, yet, but I really feel like that was a cheap move. They could have, should have made this out of borosilicate glass as well. The tubes and everything that the hot water kind of starts getting into is all borosilicate glass. This top part is metal, and by the way, has some real heft to it. This water cover, this is great. This is well made. This is $600. Stainless steel on the inside, where you pour the water into. They went through such great lengths to make plastic free of where you pour in the water, but not where the water sits. Whatever. Rest of the machine, plastic, wood veneer. You do have stainless steel brew head, so that's plastic free. Stainless steel insulated brew basket and rubber gasket, and then glass carafe. And this thing is made well. And by the way, the pouring out of it is fantastic. Like, it doesn't like dribble or anything. Very, very excellent there. Operating it is as simple as plugging it in. You hit the little button on the front. It has 2 modes. If you press and hold the button for 3 seconds, it goes into like an option B mode, which I think is for a smaller batch, basically. And then the thing brews. You know, one thing that people love about the Mocha Master is because it has physical switches, that by the way break, because it has physical switches, you can put the thing to like a smart plug or some kind of like electric plug timer, and you turn the switch on, and then in the morning at 7 a.m. or whenever you want the coffee, you can tell the power to go on, and Mocha Master brews. You cannot do that with the Ratio because it is like a capacitive touch button. So, you know, I don't know. It comes with a little tray for you to put your brew basket when you're done brewing. And then, of course, it has a nice borosilicate glass lid to put over your carafe when you are finished brewing as well. The coffee is good. I don't think it's SEC Gold certified cup or anything like that, but it is, I mean, it's like they're all of these like immersion brewers are like basically the same. But it is a good cup of coffee, if not a little cumbersome to make. I'll get into the brew process also here in a moment. I do think a Mocha Master produces a better cup of coffee. Even though it's sort of similar by nature. Does that mean that you should go out and buy the Mocha Master? Well, the Mocha Master does cost less, but the Mocha Master is riddled with plastic. So if you want a true plastic-free machine, this almost fits the bill. The brew process. I had an issue the second time we used it. I tried making 8 cups, and by the way, it goes up to 8 cups on the reservoir here. I think it sees it on that side. It goes up to 8 cups, and the brew basket started overflowing. It made a massive, massive mess. And as a result, of course, affected the coffee as well, the taste of the coffee. Other batches that I've produced, as long as you kind of do it like 6 and under, it brews for the most part just fine. But I'm using the filters that they provide, or that they tell you that, they don't provide any filters. I'm using the filters that they tell you to use, the 8 to 12 cup Melita filters, and it just basically like couldn't handle it. Ratio does not include any filters with this thing when you purchase it. That is ridiculous for a machine at this price. Like, you could have given me a 10-pack, just something to kind of get me going. But they didn't. Luckily, I had Melita 8 to 12s on hand, and that's what they recommend. You can also use Chemex filters in this thing also, although I think with a little less convenience. But be that as it may. That was a real cheap move on their part. So the brew process, though, I would not say is idiot-proof, because as a result, you can, if you're not using the correct filters or you fill it up just a little bit too much, you will have a problem. And then, yeah, I mean, in terms of like if you are a kind of person that sort of wants to set and forget, or you want smart features, or you want to time this thing, whatever, it's not going to do that. Then the question really remains then, well, where do I get a full plastic-free coffee maker? Well, there's a company called Simply Good Coffee that's making a totally plastic-free coffee maker. I do have one on order. It's not here yet. It should be coming here soon. This machine isn't bad. Let's skip to the part of the video where we say, should you buy this yourself? Should you buy the Ratio 8 S2? I have a little bit of trouble recommending it. It's not hateful. It's just overpriced. Like if they just dropped the price maybe a little bit, maybe give you a physical switch or something, made this out of glass, then I would say that it is a excellent plastic-free machine, even if it doesn't produce as good of a cup of coffee as a Mocha Master. But because it doesn't, you get less good coffee, there's still a little bit of plastic, and it's really cheaply made. I'm not saying you should go and buy a Mocha Master, I'm just saying maybe think twice about this one. It's good. It's just not $700 good, if that makes sense. But enough yapping. Let's brew a cup. Oh. All right, well, this is finishing up its brew. I'm just gonna go over a couple of other quick things right here. By the way, this is just like a little kind of cover to prevent like backsplash of coffee grounds and water. It actually works okay. In order for a machine to be certified SEC Gold, Platinum, Status, Diamond, I believe it has to brew in under 8 minutes. This machine most certainly does not brew in under 8 minutes. It's not a super lengthy amount of time, but it is a little bit beyond that. I would say this 6-cup batch probably hit maybe around the 9-minute range. Not a big deal, but just something worth noting. Anyway, looks like it is wrapped up, so let's go ahead and try a cup of this stuff. Gonna take off the brew head, pop it on its little tray right there. And, oh, I got water in here. Hydrate. All right. You see how even and sharp the pour is? I really do love that. And then you can just put your little borosilicate glass cap right on it, and it keeps it nice and hot. Let's give this a whirl here. Beans are from a company called, I think it's called like Kick-Ass Coffee, something like that. Fresh. It's clean. It's not pulling as much of the sweeter notes as like a Mocha Master does, but it is pulling a very flavorful profile. I mean, it's good. It's better than gas station coffee. Although I could probably get in trouble for saying that. I think a lot of people enjoy gas station coffee. But it does produce a very good, clean cup of coffee with a lot of notes across the flavor band. I mean, it's just ultimately like you're not going to drink this coffee and feel disappointed. This is going to be something that you'd be happy to serve to your guests, even if they're royalty. And you always have the selling point of it being almost plastic free. I do think the Ratio 8 S2 is a good machine. I do think that it is a little bit overpriced. But if you are looking for a plastic-free option, your choices really are limited. You've got the Chemex Automatic 2.0, which by the way also has a plastic reservoir. And then you've got the Simply Good Coffee plastic-free option. You've got some commercial machines. There's a couple things kind of starting to emerge into the market, but an AeroPress Premium, but you really don't have a lot of choice. So if you want to have plastic-free coffee and you like the way that this looks, this happens to fit with like your decor, and you don't like the way a Mocha Master looks because the Simply Good Coffee machine is basically a Mocha Master ripoff, then this is going to be a good option, really your only option. So anyway, that is the Ratio 8 S2. We hope you found this video helpful. Please like and subscribe, and we will be back with another video really soon.